Thank goodness for that. I've been trying for about an hour to get the thing set up to do live streaming from this MacBook. Now I'm really too tired to say much apart from good night. Okay. If anybody's there watching, my subscribers happen to be up at this time of night, to say hello or something. And I'm just going to go to bed shortly. I've discovered the best way to do it on a MacBook Air, is to download Chrome, open up YouTube within Chrome instead of the normal Safari web browser, and then when I go to YouTube Studio, select the camera, the webcam symbol, instead of go live or live stream that goes at the top, and that seems to have worked. And now this works, there's nobody there. What I'm going to do is show you my fish tank, just because it's something to do. Yeah, I could also have a little rant in case anybody looks at this later on, even if you're not looking at this now, about YouTube changing the rules. I used to, well, I have a few times, very few times, done live streaming from an iPad on a cruise ship when I was close enough to a city's, I think it was Antwerp, to the city Wi-Fi internet connection, so I managed to do it from that. I've done it a couple of times from my phone, my mobile phone, and now they've changed the rules. You can only do live streaming from your laptop or your desktop without any need for any satisfying any regulations. But from your phone, you can only live stream if you have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. Well, that means I have to end up getting about another 700 odd subscribers, like that will ever happen to my channel. So yeah, if you're a random person looking, please subscribe so I can rack up some numbers and get enough to enable me to do some live streaming. Not that I want to do anything particularly exciting, but if I'm up a hill, I do a lot of hill walking normally until this virus came around. If I was up a hill and I happened to have reception, I'd be tempted to use some of my allowance, do a little live stream from there. Hi Glenn Ray, magic, glad you're looking in, because it's a lot earlier for you over there. Yeah, and it's difficult for me dealing with this kind of software stuff on computers. I'm so used to everything being point and click and it just works, that when you have to start copying codes, opening up some kind of software, and clicking it in, it's complicated. Yeah, I'd rather be making a grocery list as well. much easier. I've spent far too long, nice to see you, spent far too long on this, and it's now it's about 10 to 2 in the morning. So it's time for me to go to bed. But yeah, so I now need to have 1,000 subscribers, otherwise I cannot do live streaming from my phone. And as I was saying, I've used it before. I've been in London, my friend Ronnie, you may have seen his video, and just because there was Wi-Fi available in the station at Euston, I did a little bit of live streaming from there. I would like to use my mobile phone again and just go out the back garden there and show people my greenhouse and do some live streaming there, maybe show them the bird table and the birds at the feeders, things like that, and what I'm doing in the garden, having my breakfast in the greenhouse, anything like that. Harmless enough, but I now need to have 1,000 subscribers, otherwise I can't do it. So if you have friends, please share all my, well, I'm sure you've got friends, please share any of my stuff and see if we can get some other people subscribing as well. Otherwise, it'll be forever. Got any matters yet Glenry, I don't quite what you mean. I suspect that's a misprint of some sort. Haha! I got the flowers. I've got the flowers are there, and I haven't gone round with the paintbrush. One technique I mentioned is you can dabble a paintbrush into each of the flowers and transfer the pollen from the anthers onto the stigmas and get your fruits that way. It's a bit of a fiddle going around all the flowers doing that. You can also take your hose and put it on mist. If you've got an adjustable hose gun, put it on mist and just mist them all. Yeah, a fine mist over everything, and it makes enough of a connection between the water droplets on the flower that I gather what happens is the pollen grains simply drift across from the anthers in the water, stick onto the stigma, and it fertilizes it that way, which is another way to do it. Hello, J. Charles Outdoors. Thanks very much for calling in. Nice to see you. So, quite used to using Zoom over the last few weeks. We've been having family quiz nights to try and keep in contact. I have a son who's in Glasgow and a daughter just outside where we live. And my son and his wife are living just, again, 10 minutes walk, 15 minutes walk. But because we can't physically connect, we've been doing Zoom. That's quite nice. Yeah, we've even shared breakfast with my daughter and her partner, and the wee one, who's only just over a year. And we've had breakfast with them, virtual breakfast with them, just because we could. The wormery. Yeah, I was showing you the wormery the other day, wasn't I? I've set it up. I've got the worms in. I collected a couple of worms extra yesterday when I was clearing up the garden. I discovered a few wriggling around, so I dropped them in. And I'm hoping that they're busy, mashing up all the stuff that I've put into it. Yeah. Zoom is a very handy thing, for all sorts. I'm trying to think if we ever used it before. There's another kind of software available which I used when I was still teaching. Was it Big Blue Button, I think it was called. And it was useful. You could have virtual class, loads of people there with their pictures on and chat to them all. We didn't use it really properly. We didn't really need to. But nowadays, that's the kind of technology that could really make a big difference. And they're using that kind of thing. They're actually using Zoom. One of my colleagues, my friends, is still working, and she does that. She is not allowed in college, so what she's doing is using Zoom meetings and teaching a lot of people that way. Yeah, it's quite useful. So, J. Charles Outdoors, how are you doing? What are you up to? I'm assuming you're in the outdoors somewhere. It's interesting watching your videos. Yeah, I was froze there for a second or two at this end. Yeah, so I've been busy again in the garden. My grandson was around. We're allowed to have contact with another family as long as they don't come into our house. They're not supposed to go and use the bathroom or anything like that, and they can go into our back garden. So as long as they can get into our back garden or front garden and remain distance 2 meters from us, we can have other people there. If they're having anything to eat, for example, a barbecue, they should be bringing their own utensils, cups, and things like this. And the only thing happening would be cooking the food on the barbecue and offering it over to them carefully so that there's no chance at all of transmission from breath, for example. It's it's doable. So tomorrow we're thinking of actually doing a barbecue. J. Charles Outdoors, you can be ready for a camping trip. Brilliant. So a couple of hours run in the car or so, and that'll take you into the countryside. Very good. Yeah, your church, has been streaming church services. Yeah, my wife is a churchgoer, and she tried to find the live streaming. The local church does it as well, but it's yeah, she hasn't managed to actually get a live service. She always finds them recorded. You have to watch later on. But yeah, rumour has it churches might be opening up again soon. We'll find out more on Thursday. Thursday's our day for being informed. It's about every fortnight, every 2 weeks. They'll tell us what's happening. Yeah, I would love to go on a camping trip somewhere. If we were allowed to have proper contact again, I would camp in the back garden here. I've got a little bit of grass. I would put a tent there, and Alexandra and I would maybe have a night, have a few torches, and have our supper, and then go and camp for the night. That would be a bit of fun. He was round today, and I was showing him how to make sparks. I did a wee video on that. Remember that silly little video a couple of weeks ago, using the fire steel, the ferro cerium rod thing, sparking away. So he was fascinated by that. He loved it, and we tore up a paper handkerchief and managed to get it lit. So he was a bit frightened by it, which was quite good. You should have a good respect for making fire that way. So he was a little bit frightened of it, but he's better learning how to do it properly and safely, and being responsible that way. Yeah, honestly, the New York trails are opening this weekend. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. As long as people still, I guess, keep a distance. Yeah, it's good to be sensible in these things, because the virus is still spreading. The R number in UK, the number of people who are going to be infected from one infected person, it should be well below 1. If it's above 1, then things exponential growth of infections, and a lot of people going to hospital and more people dying. So we don't want that. So you have to try and keep the R number below 1, as low as possible. Ours is at present is somewhere between 0.7 and 0.9. And if it really is near 0.9, that's too close for comfort. So we have been urged in Scotland. We have separate regulations in the well, I was going to say in the main, but we have some changes in our regulations and guidance compared to the rest of the UK. So we've been told still keep the distancing to 2 meters. Shops are still mainly closed. You can't go and buy a new jacket unless it's in a supermarket, which is selling food and also happens to have clothes there. You can't go to a shoe shop, can't go to a hairdresser's, can't go to a restaurant or a pub, unless they happen to have a takeaway service, to the outside. So these things are a little bit difficult still. But yeah, it's good that you can get outside and actually go somewhere. The other restriction we have, J. Charles, is that we have a 5 mile in Scotland. We have a 5 mile restriction. They want us to stay approximately within 5 miles radius of where we live. We do not want people going further than that, then finding they have difficulty with a car or something, and then they need to get other people, an organisation, to help them fix a car or give them first aid or whatever it is, and risk infecting other people. We'd rather you could almost limp back home yourself and not get other people involved. So that's why they're doing the 5 mile aspect of it, which is, it restricts you quite a bit. But at least you can get out. You can go on a bicycle, as we've been doing, or you can go for a walk. Yeah, you can go a fair distance within the 5 mile radius. And as far as I'm concerned, being in the countryside, we're quite lucky that way. So trails are open. That's good. Thanks, Glenray. Yeah, I think my videos are maybe not all that sensible, but they're okay. I find they're entertaining. I'm getting a little bit more blasé about the things that I do. Yogurt one, for example, I thought that's a bit off the wall, but why not? Let's do it. It's something I do in reality. I haven't made it up or anything. Yeah. You expect a new surge in infections since the recent civil unrest. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen all of that on our TV. And it does look quite bad. People don't seem to be taking nearly enough care. We've had some demonstrations of Black Lives Matter business over here as well. And there was a kind of a demonstration in Glasgow, just about 7 or 8 miles from here. They went to Glasgow Green, large park area, and they were actually doing it quite sensibly. We saw the news footage of it, and they were keeping certainly at least the 2 metre distance from other groups of people. The ones who were in groups, I think they were either flatmates or families, so that wasn't an issue with them being close together. There were obviously discrete islands of people keeping separate. Elsewhere in UK, maybe in London, I'm not sure if that was the case. It's quite difficult to interpret the news footage when you see it. I don't think they're entirely honest always in the way they film it. You will find they're using a telephoto lens, and it tends to compress the distances. So it tends to look as if the place is, chock full of people close together. But if you saw it from a drone, you might well find it was spaced out. But I know some places people actually just get too close together, and it's not a terribly good idea. My grandson is better at it. He will approach a bit and then he'll apologise and jump back because he remembers 2 metres, even though he's only 6. Other people should, take that as an example. You're saying you're in the civil unrest. Yeah, quite right, Joe Charles. It's good to keep your distance, when you're camping. The world is going to have changed quite a bit, I think, after this is over. Socially, people won't be approaching as much. I think the reason that Sweden had that incident, my son had worked there for a week or so last year, and he had the impression that Swedish people tend to be a bit more separate and not so, well, maybe the opposite from, say, the French or the Italians, who are very, kisses and hugs and shaking hands and all this kind of thing and being close. Whereas Sweden are not. So Sweden had a very low number of people infected. So I think things will have changed after this is all over, and we'll be maybe not shaking hands. There'll be less hugging unless it really is a friend, or a family member. Things will change, and also we'll be keeping a bit. We'll be more careful with sanitize our hands and so on. For a long time, I've always been that way, I have to admit. And the little bottle of gel people are now carrying, we've been carrying them for years. Certainly I have, and using them quite a lot when we go out to eat. And make sure if I haven't washed my hands, even if I have washed my hands, I would then use the gel as well. It always seems just sensible to avoid salmonella or listeria or whatever. Bacteria are not such a worry actually these days. Viruses are the big thing. So to avoid any viruses that are around, it's probably good to be aware of your hygiene these days. Yeah, that's right, Glenroy. Yeah, you can't always trust. It's what's truth these days. Any photographs you see, and even any videos you see of your politicians saying something, you've no doubt seen the ones that I've seen online. The mouth and everything looks as if they are saying something. That's all being, digitally manipulated. It's very clever what can be done these days, and it's difficult to know what's truth and what's fiction. It's all made up. I think a lot of the photographs you see these days that people are clicking likes for, they're an explosion at the paint factory because everything's been enhanced. All the colours are boosted up. Saturation is so rich. So nothing's kind of real these days. Yeah, bringing things in, Glenroy. We didn't used to. I was going to say we didn't used to bring things in and then spray them or wipe them. And we still don't. I think we did it once. We should. I'd seen some guidelines. I don't know if it was government guidelines or a microbiologist's guidelines. I think it was Cambridge. I think it was Cambridge University, or so a research lab in Cambridge. They were saying that you should, spray the shopping when you bring it in, because the virus can stay on hard surface, shiny hard surfaces like plastic, impermeable surfaces like plastic. It can stay there for I think it was 3 days. You said, which surprised me. I didn't think it had that longevity. But yeah, about three days. So that's slightly worrying. Certainly when we're finished putting the bristles away, we wash our hands. We gel when we come out from the supermarket before we go into the car. We gel on the way into the supermarket. We wear the face masks, which we got one handy, but yeah, my wife made a couple of face masks, and it's very good. They have an old sheet. So before I had those, I used to wear really snoods that people wear when they're hiking. Your child will know them. Kind of, it's like a scarf, a tubular scarf, and pull it up over your face. Bikers wear them. It keeps the flies out of your teeth, I think, if you're on a motorbike. So yeah, I used to wear that, but it wasn't quite so comfortable. This is quite a nice thing. You can actually breathe through it. But yeah, so I should wipe down the groceries, because you don't know who's handled them immediately before you pick them up, or even the person in the supermarket stacking the shelves. Yeah, they could be a spreader, a symptomatic spreader, and you just wouldn't know. So yeah, I should take more care like that. Certainly we're washing our hands afterwards when we put things away. And some things don't get touched again for maybe 3 days or 4 days. So that's not so bad. We could catch things. We may be lucky that we don't. Do you do the same? Do you have a policy of wearing gloves to go to the supermarket? Washing things or spraying things down before you put them away? Yeah, good point. Yeah. People will say they've tested it on cruise ships. I saw there was one report on the cruise ship which had a lot of it, and they had said that even after 2 weeks or something like that, they could detect the virus on various surfaces. And I thought, yeah, you probably can, because it's not going to go anywhere. It's DNA wrapped in a protein coat with a membrane on top of that. It's going to be there, and they'll detect it. But is it transmissible? Is it infectious at that stage is the thing? And I'm never kind of convinced. I don't think they've done all of the experiments on all of these things. They're not going to waste a lot of laboratory animals just to find out how long it stays on card versus fabric, versus leather versus plastic. So yeah, I'm not 100% convinced. It's a good idea not to touch your face when you're in a supermarket. Non-perishable food, even the garage. Yeah, it's a great idea, spraying some bleach on it. Nothing better than bleach for these things. I've been on cruise ships where there has been a little bit of norovirus, and you can always tell because the crew, the cleaning part of the crew, around the whole place with bleach, just sodium hypochlorite bleach. They go around everything. If you go in for a lecture, you leave the lecture theatre through one door, they're in as you're leaving with their buckets and their cloths, and they're wiping down every surface, seats and so on, tables. You can tell. Handrails going up and down the stairs, all of those are always being cleaned with the toilets. Yeah, and cruise ships I find are very clean anyway. But if there's a hint of norovirus around, lots of bleach like that. And vinegar. the fruit and veggies with no packaging. Okay, I haven't thought about that. Yeah, don't know. You've read that vinegar does the job. It helps to kill the virus off, presumably. It's an idea. Yeah, that's right, Glenn. The virus can still be in surfaces, but is it still viable? We've always been told, you could get it in your mouth, get it that way, or get it in your eyes, or so don't touch. It may be that you'll catch it by swallowing it. I don't know if anybody really knows. It seems to be slightly vague still. Um, I'm fairly sure, just because so many people in hospital are catching it, nursing staff and doctors are catching it, that it's possibly from inhalation. People who are coughing, this dry cough, they say is one of the symptoms of it. They're coughing, and maybe that's been drawn in. I don't think a doctor or a nurse would catch it from, licking their fingers or wiping their eyes or picking their nose or something like that. I think certainly you breathe it in, and that's particularly why keeping the distance is very important. Somebody coughs, you happen to be nearby. We've seen videos showing how experimentally it has been shown that particles will travel in the supermarket from one aisle of the supermarket over the top of not just one set of shelves into the next one, but right over another set into the next one. It'll travel that far, but as you say, Glenn, is it viable when it gets that far? Again, you need an awful lot of experiments set up, wasting an awful lot of animals. So I'm sensibly careful. It helps to be a little bit paranoid, as I tend to be about hygienic things. Unfortunately, I'm not paranoid enough. I think G. Charles has got the right idea too of wiping down or spraying down with bleach afterwards. It's maybe something we should do. We'll see. If the R number starts to go down, I'll worry a bit less about that. If it goes down enough, the chances of meeting anybody or anybody being in a supermarket infecting something you'll buy is fairly minimal. I'll remain vigilant. In England, the population there have been advised to be alert. This is a phase one, I think, advice. Maybe it's phase two advice. At the beginning, we were told, was it just stay at home? That's the way to protect everybody. Stay at home. Don't go to work unless you really have to. Work from home if you can. And the government, of course, has been paying 80% of people's wages. They have been furloughed if they just can't go to work. So they've been furloughed, which was a great thing for the government to do. It put us all into great debt, of course, and cut the country into great debt. But it was a good idea to do that. So the first thing was stay at home. We've been doing that as much as we can. The next thing in England is be alert. So they've taken away the stay at home aspect of it, and now just be alert. Try and keep the distance and so on. But they have started opening up shops, and we haven't as yet. Maybe we'll follow on Thursday and do the same. But we're taking advice and acting on that. Which is, it's our prerogative. We're allowed to do it. That's what we'll do. What time is it? Okay, 10 hours in bed. I went. Yeah, that's right, Glenn. That's the thing. I would suspect that you don't get it by like swallowing it. I hadn't heard that saliva breaks it down, but I know in saliva, actually as in tears, but you're saying it's more contagious in the eyes. Saliva, you have the lysozymes enzymes which are very general and help to break up bacteria. So maybe they'll help to break up the surface capsule of the virus as well, since it's a capsulated virus. Yeah, I'm certainly very careful not to touch my eyes in the supermarket. Yeah, I think my wife has more of a tendency to touch her face, so I'm always sort of telling her, don't do that until we're out and gel your hands. I don't know if it helps. I used to teach a fair bit of microbiology, practical microbiology as well as a theory, and I think it maybe ingrains a bit more care about that kind of thing, because when you're handling microbes in the lab, you just can't afford to start touching your face. If you're going to do anything, you just do a bit of that to try and scratch, because you just can't afford to use your hands on your face just in case. But I see people going around in the supermarket still, no masks on to protect the rest of us, because of course the normal common or garden mask is not going to protect you, because apparently the virus can just weave its way through. But if you cough or splutter when you're talking, it's going to get nearly caught by the mask. So that's why you wear it, for courtesy to other people rather than to save yourself. So it's kind of annoying in a busy place to see people going around, no masks on, because they don't care. They don't think about the possibility they may be asymptomatic transmitters of the virus. So yeah, I think it's a bit of a shame that we don't wear a mask. We should do. It's now law to wear. I'm not sure if that goes for Scotland or just England, Wales and Northern Ireland. But certainly in those countries, those parts of UK, on public transport, it's mandatory. You have to wear a mask, and if you don't, you will be told to get off the bus and you may be fined as well. I think maybe it's £1,000 fine, something like that. So yeah, in Scotland, I'm not sure if that's the case as yet, but it may well happen. I think maybe our kind of leader said, what was it she said? Yeah, she wants people to wear the masks in shops and in public transport, but she wasn't going to make it mandatory yet. Wasn't going to make it a legal requirement yet. She was going to see how it goes and how people perform. Do they obey the rules? Do they toe the line? And if they don't, she'll make things harder legally for us again. You like your mask, J. Charles? I know about the feeling of being like Darth Vader with your mask on. I take it you've got one of the more rigid ones on, maybe with a valve or something. This is just a soft thing. Yeah, even with that on, I feel like a bank robber going to the supermarket area. Yeah, then you're quite right. I've heard people going shopping and coming back and having a shower afterwards, or even coming in from work doing that. Nurses, hospital staff especially, will do that. Come home, drop everything into the washing machine and shower, and then they're okay. You can't be too careful, but you can be not careful enough. You only need to be not careful enough one time, and then you just have to keep your fingers crossed you'll get through it. I think one of the riskiest times we had was just at the start, before we were all told to stay at home. We had been on a hike, and we had been in the bus. As you know, watching my videos, there's a bus of maybe 40 to 50 people, mainly of vulnerable age, I have to say as well. Pretty much all very healthy, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, common practice is to pass round, or it used to be, pass round bags of sweeties, candies, as you would call them. Bags of sweeties get passed round, and everybody's in. And the sweets are very often unwrapped. Things, jelly babies, we have gum sweets of various kinds. and hands are into the bag, passed over the seat. Somebody else and their wife, whoever, passed over another seat. And after that, I was anxious, let's put it that way, for a couple of weeks. I was counting down the days to see if either my wife or I were going to catch something, catch the virus. But nobody did, and as far as I know, nobody on that bus had caught the virus either. So I think we were very lucky. But I don't think that kind of bus trip is going to happen again for a while. I think maybe not until we have a vaccine, unfortunately, and that could be maybe 18 months, if at all. If we don't get a vaccine, I don't know, we need to have the virus eradicated by other means, by distancing and just, tracing and isolating for a while, Yeah. Yeah, robbing the old Western criminal robbing the bank. Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, if you have someone who's a bit elderly, yeah, you have to be careful. I don't know how my late mother died 5 years ago. I don't know how she would have managed with all of this. She was a very sociable person. She always loved to go and talk to people. I don't know how she would have managed all of this. Well, she's missed it all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 68. I'm no spring chicken either. So, and the people on the bus, we are some of the younger ones on the bus. The youngest we have actually is about 32. And then there's some in their 40s, one or two in their 50s, but mainly they're 60 plus and 80 plus. And thank goodness, very healthy people, keeping that way. Hey, I better go. I've had a late night, a couple of nights ago. I woke up at 4 in the morning, 2 nights ago, 4 in the morning with hay fever. Today's been a bad day for it. Our grass pollen is very high today, and it's going to be high again tomorrow. But 2 nights ago, I woke up at 4 in the morning with hay fever, my nose streaming. That's never happened before. The windows were all closed. How the pollen gets in, I don't know. But my nose was itchy and all the rest of it. And I spent the day with tissue paper stuffed up my nose. I was in the back garden at about 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning, listening to an audiobook, listening to 1984, George Orwell, which I'd never read. I don't know why I'd never read it. It's a great book. So I sat at the picnic table outside, with headphones on. I didn't bother with the headphones, didn't need to, it was very quiet. Sat out there. It was actually quite warm, and with my nose stuffed up with tissue paper, and that was okay. But I didn't get much sleep, basically, is what I'm saying. So yeah, it's an unusual solution for the runny nose. And this afternoon, that was the way I was. Even my daughter came round with the wee one, and she was the same. She just blows her nose, and her nose is streaming constantly. And I said, Bethan, just put it up the nose. That helps, and it really does. It makes life a lot easier. Yeah, 2 college-age daughters home all the time. Yeah, I bet. It's quite a job when you've got, teenagers at home. We had a house full years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. It just so happened that everybody arrived back in our house at the one time for some reason or another. His son came back from Russia with his wife and the wee one, and that's probably 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago now. They came back with a spare room for them. My daughter and her partner came back up from England because they had moved jobs, came back in here, but they didn't have anywhere to live. Spare room as well, And I think my younger son, for some reason, was with us too. I think he was moving from one place to another, and it was like a hotel. we joked that we should have revolving doors fitted for people, but it was very good actually. We'd sit all together on settees and chairs watching TV of an evening, deciding which film we're going to watch, and it was very, very nice actually. It really was good. We just had to turn TV down so we didn't wake a baby or two. Yeah, but it makes for a very busy life. Yeah, that's true. When they get to a certain age, they should they should know how to do their bit. Think of it as a host. Think of it as a hostel, and have their chores to do as well. Just try to think what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm doing a barbecue. I mentioned probably tomorrow. It's going to be sunny. Don't think there'll be any rain tomorrow. I think it's about 14, 15 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But that's kind of cool, but not cold. It'll be a pleasant day for working in the garden. I've got a friend who said she would take some tomato plants from me, because I've got some in pots spare, and I might well find out where she lives now. She's one of my hiking friends, bring those up to her, and she wanted cauliflowers, if I had spare cauliflower plants. So I'll probably, I'll do that as well. And carry on watering the garden and playing with my grandson again, and Addison's. That should be quite a good day. What else have we got here? It's mealtime. Mealtime for me. Yeah, mealtime for me is going to be, when will it be? You've got a large brisket. You have to put in your smoker. Wow, that sounds good. Yeah, ours will be, I think, burgers. Burgers, maybe have some chicken. And it will be, I don't know if it'll be a lunchtime barbecue actually, or a dinner time barbecue. That will need to be decided on tomorrow at some stage. I've got a couple of croissants for breakfast. I decided in the supermarket, impulse buy, we'll have some croissants, we'll pretend we're in France again. So I had croissants this morning for breakfast. It was an old alliance, a Scottish-French alliance this morning, because I had a croissant, plus I had porridge. Yeah, that was okay, so we'll have that tomorrow. Brisket and a smoker, that sounds good. Yeah, we're actually are into tomorrow. It's 2:30 in the morning, so it's 10 hours going. I've already been in the garden earlier checking for slugs and snails. I usually lift them off the plants and destroy them before they destroy all my plants. It's getting better. I think I've had an effect on the population of them, so it's not quite so bad on the new things I've put in. And usually that's my last task for the day. I go around with my torch. But so I'm going to go to bed so I can get up tomorrow at a reasonable time. I slept in today until about nearly 10 o'clock in the morning, which is ridiculous. But I really needed the sleep, having had that lack of sleep before. But tomorrow, if I add 7 hours on to 2:30, if I wake up at 9:30, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I can make a start on the day at that stage. So I'll say good night and thank you, Jay Charles, and thanks, Glenn, my friends. It's been really nice talking to you. That's been great. It took me long enough getting this live streaming set up, but really, it's been great. It's marvelous, absolutely marvelous. It's nobody I've missed who's been commenting that I should have said hello to, isn't it? Scroll down. Yeah, so that's good. Well, thanks very much for chatting with me. That was great fun. Good night, Jay Charles, and good night to Glenway as well. It's great. YouTube is a fabulous association of frames, isn't it? It's a great thing. I've spoken to people all over the world that I would never have spoken to before, and it's really it's a nice thing. Yeah, marvelous. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching and chatting with me. That was fabulous. See you again. Have a great day too.